What's good, y'all? Y'all know what it is. Damn the slogan. Let's get into it. Even though I shouldn't skip my slogan, because it's not a slogan, it's really a way of life. Listen. So I want to talk about Devin Haney. I want to talk about Keith Thurman, and I want to talk about Gervonta Tank Davis. Keith Thurman was a good fighter. But Keith Thurman been acting like a little hoe lately. Keith Thurman, he was doing an interview. And one thing that Keith Thurman does that really just makes me get like, I just really get tired of listening to him talk. Keith Thurman has so much to say about everybody in a negative light. Whether a potential opponent or just when it comes to his name being compared to something, it's like he always finds a way. Nobody's on Keith Thurman's level, right? He always talks like you think he's an undefeated fighter. You think that this guy just dominated everyone and just, you know, the guy, he has so much negativity to speak about, and he's hiding behind this whole, all I have to do is go with this whole new narrative of, oh, that person's not on my level. I say that and make it known I have no interest in fighting them because they're not on my level. Well, then, yeah, that'll be the end of it. And this is what he's doing. Okay, when people talked about Tank Davis versus Keith Thurman, I don't even know where that came from, because Tank was never talking about going to 147. But he goes the distance with the guy that Tank knocked out. People made excuses for Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman himself spoke highly of Mario Barrios as a contender. Okay, so wait. Now, let's be real. Bill Haney was saying that, you know, eventually he think that him and Dev might wind up going to 147, right? I told you guys, he'll probably wind up going past 147 at some point in his career, you know, just because of his growth, his size. Okay, whatever. But in the event of that happening, that being said, rather, Keith Thurman spoke about the fight. He was asked about, you know, possibly fighting Devin Haney. Well, he said the whole fight card was weak. Okay. He said Devin Haney's performance was terrible. He pretty much said that him and Regis both are garbage. Pretty much. You know, Devin should be fighting better fighters. Okay, first off, Regis was a champion at 140 pounds. That's his first fight at 140, and he comes up and completely whitewashes him and just puts a masterclass of boxing on, right? Well, that's what he did. You fought Mario Barrios, who got knocked out by 135-pounder and went the distance. What was your motivation? What did you come back for? You just needed some money? Because Keith Thurman wasn't boxing for 3 years. Now it's going on 2 years. But he loves to talk trash about what he would do. Okay. He said all that. He entertained fighting Clarissa Shields, as I said before, but he continues to ignore and not want to fight Jaron Boots Ennis. Now, he says he's not interested, after saying all of that, in fighting a Devin Haney. So what did you say all that for? So who was it that you actually want to fight? You had no problem fighting Mario Barrios. So who is it that you actually want to fight? We still haven't seen the Davis Keith Thurman yet. You know what I'm saying? We haven't seen the Davis Keith Thurman. You know, this guy's not on my level, and he's a boring fighter. The way he fights, nobody wants to see that. They only had, you know, sold 50,000 pay-per-views. And bro, listen. You don't have to want to fight him. You guys are not in the same weight class. But the fact of the matter is, Bill Haney brought your name up and said you're a fighter that they're looking at possibly going to 147 at some point. Like, well, I don't see that happening, because at your age, and depending on how soon Devin was to make this happen, because now you're saying he's running from 135. How is he running from 135? I mean, people can say you're running from him of the fact that he's calling you out and all of a sudden you don't want to fight him, but you had no problem, like I said, fighting Mario Barrios. Well, not to mention, you couldn't knock him out. Tank did. Just saying. Mr. One-time all knockouts, right? Keith One-time Thurman, all knockouts, right? This is what I don't like and respect about fighters, when they start acting like little hoes. They don't want to jump in the ring, but they want to talk about what they'll do. They'll want to critique everybody else's style of how they fight and what they do to beat this person, and you still haven't seen the best version of me yet, and all this. Like, how long is this going to take for the best of you to come out? You know, and so you said all of that just to end up saying you have no interest in fighting Devin Haney. Okay, why even entertain the conversation if you're not going to entertain fighting him? You understand what I mean? What was all of that being said for? You sat here and said the way he fights, nobody wants to see it, and said it was a horrible performance. You got beat by a 40-year-old Manny Pacquiao after calling him a rabbit and saying there's no way I'm going to get beat by a 40-year-old rabbit and all this shit you said. Pacquiao wasn't even the same fighter that he once was. He definitely wasn't the same, and look at what he did. So you could imagine what he would have did to you in his prime. Or you think we forgot about that? And then you don't fight, but you were willing to fight Claressa Shields. You entertained that. You tried to pretend you didn't even know who Jerron Boots Ennis was at one point, just to end up doing a follow-up video acknowledging him and talking about what he's done. Yeah, we know you know who Jerron Boots Ennis is. So you don't want to fight him, but you are okay with fighting Claressa. Oh, especially now that she got dropped by a guy, you probably really want to do it now, don't you? That's some really hoe type stuff, man. I don't respect when people do that. I always feel like certain things you don't even need to react to. Certain things you don't even need to speak on. Because it's just not, it's not worth it if at the end of all of that talk you did, you end up saying you don't want to fight, you have no interest in fighting Devin Haney or whatever. Okay, like I say, he's not even at 147 yet, if he's, you know, if he's gonna go there, which he probably wound up will one day. But bottom line is, to say all of that, to shoot down the card itself, and like what did the other fighters on the card have to do with you? And the fact that Regis Prograis was a champion at 140. And how many people were saying he's the best fighter at 140? Yeah. Whoever said Mario Barrios was the best at any weight class, right? Not saying Mario's not a, he got some skills, he can fight, But my point, you fought him, and if the excuse was because of the long layoff, well, that just means unless you get an absolute huge payday of a title fight, that's the kind of guys you're gonna fight every time you have your little long layoff. How many more years you think you have in this sport? You keep taking 3 years off, 2 years off, all this time off that you take in between fights. So if you have no interest in fighting the Devin Haney, how about something like, listen, Devin Haney's a 140-pound fighter. He's not in my weight class. And honestly, I have no interest in fighting a Devin Haney. Yeah, I'm more interested in fighting a Terrence Crawford or Jerron Boots Ennis, two of the top guys in my division. Now, you're not going to say that because you don't want to fight them either. You can talk all the trash you want. Keith Thurman is living off of his name from what he's done in the past. And like I said, this is what he does. Have these long layoffs. He's going to come back and fight a guy that he should beat. And that's his comeback fight. And hope that in the midst of all of it, he really rather something happens where he can get some major title fight, and for a big payday. But Keith Thurman, he's detached from reality in the sense where your name, in terms of right now is not big. What you've done, you've been respected for it. But, you know, he always showed bitterness. He was always talking about Floyd ducking him and all this bullshit. Floyd ain't duck you. Floyd would have fucked you up, man. Stop playing with yourself. Floyd would have fucked you up. He'd have fucked you all the way up. Just like Pacquiao fucked you all the way up. You know, and he always said that. Because even to get your ass whooped, to say you was in the same ring with him, well, maybe more eyes would have been on you for that one night, but you would have got your ass whooped. So he has this whole, let's just talk and say shit. But then, I have no plans on returning to the ring. I have no up-and-coming fight. I have nothing to really get into about what I'm doing. I'm just going to have this interview, and I'm going to respond, just to end up saying I have no interest in the fight. That's a whole move, man. Okay. Now, Gervonta Tank Davis and Leonard Ellaby. I like Tank Davis as a fighter. I like Haney as a fighter. Who I like as a fighter has nothing to do with me calling it the way it is. So Leonard Ellaby went on X, formerly known as Twitter, and made some type of post. He made a post basically saying, like, the Haney fight against Prograde only got 50,000 pay-per-view buys. Before I even read the rest of, like, the whole post, I already knew where he was going with that post. And basically, now we don't know if the low number, how much was due to piracy. A lot of people already pay the monthly fee for the zone, so they don't want to pay for a pay-per-view on top of that. Who knows? I don't know. But bottom line, okay, so it sold at 50,000 for whatever reason. Okay, 50,000. Tyson Fury, so many other fighters have had way, like Deontay Wilder, super low numbers. Okay, so Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis. Well, Regis Prograis is no big name. Like I said, he's no star. So it's obvious that the majority of those people, that those 50,000 that tuned in, the majority of those people was tuning in because of Devin more than anything, not because of Regis. But, regardless, this is where Leonard Ellaby's coming in, and this is where the business side of things come in, and this is where you know for a fact that it comes down to whether if Tank wants this fight or not Leonard Ellaby or nobody else. Example, for him to say what he said was, like I said, I'm paraphrasing, but something to the point of the numbers don't lie, and that basically Tank is the A side, like the fans chose that Tank is the star. Okay, and pretty much what he's saying is like business will always, like the numbers will always control business. So in other words, in his mind, there's no value in this fight because Tank is the star. He's the A side. Haney don't sell. Okay, so we're going to overlook Haney's skills because of numbers. So basically, here's where you put your foot in your mouth. Is the next person that Tank fight, is it going to be based on pay-per-view buys? Or is it going to be based on the respectable opponent to build his legacy? Because he's going to make his money regardless, right? So which is it going to be based on? See, this whole shit between him and Ryan, who's the bigger star, who sold out more arenas and did all that, okay, yeah. Those things are brought up to make the point when people are being hypocrites. Okay, who did what and who outshined who in that area, so no, you have no material there, right? Those are lies, that type of situation. At least when I speak about it. But for Tank Davis, he was doing some Instagram video. He's talking about, I'm only getting at niggas because they talking crazy. Yo, niggas talking crazy and this and this. Yeah, just a lot of nothing. He's not talking numbers other than the 50,000 pay-per-view buys. Now, Bill Haney said Tank Davis turned down 20 million. Tank saying he don't know nothing about no 20 million. Okay. So basically, going back and forth, you know, I will tell you, Bill Haney said him and Devin is aware that Tank is the star. He's the A side. He said, make an offer. Make a respectable offer. Tank don't even want to do that. Yeah, Tank. Because at the end of the day, like Leonard said, what Tank says goes. Okay, which means Tank can say, I don't care if they only did 50,000 pay-per-view numbers. The dude can fight. He's respectable. I want to fight him. No, he's saying they're pussy. They're trying to be bullies, and he's going to be the one to show that they're pussy and all this and that. And it's like, okay, you going to fight Pitbull Cruz again in a rematch? Like, who else are you going to fight? Y'all know I like Tank as a fighter. Like I said, I like Devin as a fighter. I don't give a shit about that. Right now, that's a whole move that Tank is making. You fought Ryan. You had your little issues. You've been out the ring. You're only getting older. What is Tank, like 29 now? So how much, I mean, these, you know what people fail to realize is their clock is ticking, man. Time waits for nobody. And why are you jumping on social media talking shit, giggling, laughing, and bullshitting around, clowning around, being a goofball? Instead of making quality fights happen, instead of making legacy fights happen, everything is based on how much money I'm going to get out of this. I got to be the A side. Everything has to be my way. That's what Tank is doing right now. And for him to say that Devin Haney's not on this level, okay, well, Shakur Stevenson is still at 135. So what happens now? So who do you actually fight? Okay, if Tank, you know, I saw a video where he was we've been talking about going to 140 anyway, right? Okay, so if you go to 140, who do you want to fight then? Who if not, who do you want to fight Teofimo? What, you want to fight a Teofimo leftover in Josh Taylor? And I say that because he was one of the best at 140, right? And he got cremated by Teofimo. So why fight the loser? You good. You don't need no warm-up. Let's go. So who do you want to fight? So if you're going to shit on Devin Haney like he's not on your level, then who the fuck is? Who is it that you want to fight that this is a worthy opponent? Because I don't see no fucking value in Pitbull Cruz. And if Haney and Prograis did 50,000 pay-per-views, I'm pretty sure Pitbull Cruz wouldn't do no more than that. He's no fucking megastar, no big superstar either. So, like, who is it that you're going to fight? Okay, this is what makes it easier for guys like Tank. We will dictate what they get and how it goes, where it takes place and all of that, and they'll accept it. Because they basically are fortunate financially to be in the ring with me. So we'll throw them a little more change than what they normally get. I always think, imagine if Ray Leonard and Hearns and Hagler and Duran and Wilfredo Benitez and Julio Cesar Chavez and Pernell Whitaker, Terry Norris, and imagine if all of those guys, Ali, Larry Holmes, imagine if all those guys refuse to fight people because they want to be the A side. To the point they want to be greedy. They want to be greedy. They want to be, oh, it's either this or that. Oh, no, man, we can't fight if you don't give me what I want. Completely, I need this and I need that. Everything has to be greedy, greedy, greedy me. So Tank Davis clearly could say, like, hey, the hell with all that. I want this fight. This fight can be made. Let's stop playing stupid games. Who in the fuck was George Kambosos before he fought Haney? I can tell you, as long as I've been watching boxing, as long as I've been doing these videos, I ain't never heard nobody talk about no goddamn George Kambosos. His name came up for the first time where people was talking, like, as an opponent for Teofimo Lopez, and the fight kept getting postponed. But aside from that, I mean, who was talking about Kambosos? And if you remember, everybody was saying Teofimo's going to destroy this guy. He's just a warm-up, you know, to get to the next level or whatever. That's not what happened. So him beating Teofimo is like, oh, okay. So he got a little bit of recognition. Goes home to his country and fight, get his ass whooped not once but twice. Now, who was he? And they gave Devin Haney bullshit terms and he took it. So my point is, especially for you street dudes, see, you talk about coming from something to nothing. That's always your comment, right? Y'all claim. Well, you know what it's like, right? And so, for you to know, I had to work to get here. Now, this dude is a credible fighter. Why would you not want to have on your resume, I went in there and knocked out a former undisputed champion? I've never been undisputed, but I beat an undisputed champion. Which means I could have been undisputed if I wanted it. If Tank has an option whether it's cementing his legacy by becoming multi-time champion versus just millions of dollars alone, he could give a fuck about the belts. See, because the belt he has means nothing. It's just a prop. So he could walk around, hold it up, put it around his waist, flash it, whatever. He can do all that. Don't mean anything. He's just paying his sanctioning fee for a worthless belt because that belt has nothing to do with you being undisputed. You know, and look, man, I respect Tank as a fighter, but the mindset that he has right now and the mindset that most of these people have, it's boxing has been ruined, and it's ruining these fighters, but these fighters are basically not upholding what it means to be a fighting champion. At least Devin is trying to do that. These motherfuckers don't want to fight Devin, and I'm going to be honest with you. They're using all the bullshit, low numbers and all that as an excuse. They see the threat in Devin Haney. Let's not be stupid. They see the threat in Devin Haney. And if any one of you can sit here and say, I agree with Tank, you're a dumbass. Why? Because if he is going to turn down a fight with a former fucking undisputed champion, now a 2-weight division champion, he's more accomplished than Tank Davis. Tank is just more popular. Tank is a 3-time champion. Can't take that away from him. But at the same time, Tank needs to fight these guys in his era. He did what he had to do with Ryan. Okay, he disposed of Raleigh. Okay, he beat champions. That's why he's a 3-time champion. He beat other champions. But I'm saying, you got Shakur Stevenson at 135. You guys that's talking this shit about Haney running. No, he outgrew the fucking division. It's simple. Physically, he outgrew the fucking division. And bottom line is, Tank and Shakur are still in the same weight class. Which one of them is running from the other? The one you like more, or the reality that neither one of them is making an effort to try to fucking make a fight? Just talking shit. So, pretty much, as far as Haney and Tank goes, that's a fight that'll probably never happen. I think it will take Tank to lose and get to a point where now he needs Devin. Because as long as he's winning and he's that A side, he's not going to feel compelled or like he really cares. The same way, think about it. This is what I don't understand about you fucking idiots who sit here and show hate. Devin Haney has been calling out Lomachenko for 3 fucking straight years before he finally got in there and fought him. Loma was the one that didn't want the fight. What did y'all accuse Tank Davis of? Not wanting to fight Lomachenko. But because public demand says, hey, yeah, he's the A side, he's an exciting fighter, he's the new face of boxing. Okay, now y'all want to jump on that bandwagon. I always like Tank as a fighter. But can you give me a logical explanation as to why a pay-per-view number means for some reason he can't fight Devin, but he can fight somebody else who can't even do 50 fucking thousand pay-per-views? Plain and simple. What is Pitbull, what has Pitbull Cruz accomplished that you even care about a rematch? Oh, because in the first fight, he gave him problems. Didn't Gervonta Davis take off his glove and show everybody how swollen his hand was and hurt his hand in the fight? No, okay, right. Nah, there's no need to fight Pitbull Cruz. Fight Shakur Stevenson. Fight somebody that the people actually want to see. Pitbull Cruz has some respect on his name, but he has no belt. And for me, it's like, you want to elevate and go further, not go backwards. What's the purpose of fighting Pitbull Cruz a second time, man? Just saying. You think beating him in a rematch is going to give you more respect and notoriety than if you was to beat Devin Haney? And here's a reality. Okay, well, that 50,000 that tuned in to watch Devin Haney, as well as all the ones with the piracy who got it free, however, whatever, I'll bet you every one of them will tune in to watch Devin Haney versus Tank Davis. So bottom line is, you can make him the right dance partner just by simply taking a fight. You understand what I mean? And his accomplishments alone, yeah, people know this is going to be a fight. Well, you know, for just like Keith Thurman saying he can't punch, he went to 140, still can't punch and all this, and he's saying all of this shit, but the same way how you talk confident that you beat Pacquiao, yeah, Devin might beat your ass too, because to be perfectly honest with you, you saying he can't punch and he can't do this and that, but guess what? You got beat by a 40-year-old man that wasn't the same, and pretty much you got beat pretty easily. So the same way that you're talking this shit, and the fact that you have no hunger and desire to get there and fight, yeah, you can get there and get your ass whooped too. And I don't know what it is with these guys. I think guys like Keith Thurman, man, they get jealous when they see certain fighters do certain things. They see a threat there. But at the same time, they just don't like the fact that that person is getting more notoriety than they did. They're getting more attention than they did. They're carrying on doing something I never got a chance to do. You know what I'm saying? And for Keith Thurman, if you think about it, why every time he opens his mouth, why does he never call out Terrence Crawford? Why does he not call out Jerron? And why he don't say to these guys, no, let's make the fight happen. No. He always is just talking. Like I said, he has no intentions to get back in the ring. He's not telling you when his next fight is. All he's doing is just in the ring. Every time you see him, he's somewhere in some gym, sitting there sweaty as fuck, like he just finished training. But like, for what? Who the fuck are you fighting? He's just keeping in shape, just in case. You never know when you might get that call. You know why? Because Keith Thurman knows all it takes is one loss, and that one call that he might possibly get because somebody gets injured and they need a replacement or whatever. Now that chance is gone because he just got his ass whooped. Well, I think that, you know, his ego makes him want him to think that he's still the man at 147, but he's clearly not. Clearly not. And the fact is, for you to say a guy like Jerron Ennis has more work to do, well, you never became undisputed. Terrence Crawford is undisputed. And you're sitting back quiet as hell. Still not trying to make anything happen. You understand what I mean? And so, yeah, I mean, I look at Tank Davis, man, and it's like, man, what is wrong with these guys, man? See, what Tank may end up finding out one day is that, yeah, your star power, it helps you to become the A side and stay the A side. It gets you more notoriety, right? You're that guy. But your legacy, when you sit back, like, for example, look at his age. Do y'all know how much shit Floyd accomplished by the time he was 28 years old? If Tank Davis was to walk away from boxing right now, and according to Tank, he claimed he want to retire like the next 2-3 years, right? He say he don't want to fight past 30, according to him. So if that's the case, who the fuck are you going to fight? If you stopped right now and looked at his legacy, yeah, you got to give him the credit for the 3 champions he's beaten. But my point is, for you to retire and not have Devin Haney on your resume, not have Shakur Stevenson on your resume, to not have Teofimo, well, Teofimo went up to 140, but I'm saying, for you to not have these guys on your resume, simply because you just chose to not fight them, if he's okay with it, then fine. But, see, you like being called the face of boxing, and you agree that you are, then you have to move different. You have to do things that the other fighters aren't doing. You have to be the example. You have to be the one to raise the bar and say, nah, this is what we do. We champions over here. We fight nothing but the best. No, everything is numbers. The numbers. Oh, you don't sell enough pay-per-view buys to do a match with me. Oh, you don't sell out enough tickets. So this is in Tank's court. The ball is in Tank's court. So I'm telling you flat out, if this fight doesn't happen, it's not because of Devin Haney, it's because of Tank. Devin Haney said last year, he said he wouldn't fight Tank if Tank tries the rehydration clause with him, because he knows how much weight he gained. And that bottom line, it's really hard for him to even make 135. He already said that. At 140, okay? And remember, y'all crucified Tank because he told you know, put the rehydration clause stipulation in this fight with Ryan. Remember that. So if they fought at 140, it wouldn't be a problem, or should, or would it? Now you hear them saying that, well, Devin Haney wound up gaining 25 pounds. So yeah, Tank Davis, best believe, if he was to actually entertain a fight with Devin Haney, he's gonna do the same thing. Rehydration clause. You can't go over this amount of weight or that amount of weight, and pretty much that's what he's gonna do. Now the only difference with Devin Haney versus Ryan is people keep talking about how Devin can't punch, but like I keep saying, but nobody's running through this dude. They're respecting his power. They're not just putting that rush on him. So at the end of the day, we seen what Regis did, talked all that shit, said he can't punch, and got dropped by him and got hurt by him a couple of times. So call it sneaky power, call it whatever the fuck you want. Bottom line is send your ass to the canvas. So yeah, you know, all that being said, my thing is the whole lack of interest and the best fighting the best is terrible. And at least Devin's trying his best to go out and fight nothing but the best dudes. And the idiot sitting back showing hate for whatever stupid reason, it's like, it's just beyond me. But for these guys that get in front of a camera and talk a bunch of ignorant shit, but don't want to fucking do anything, they don't want to fight, but they want to talk shit. If, same thing I'm saying for Keith goes for Tank. If you don't want to fight Keith or want to fight Haney, then stop talking shit, man. Because to sit here, jump on Instagram and all these social media platforms and just talk about what you will do to this motherfucker, what this motherfucker ain't, and he's not this, and them niggas broke. He mentioned that shit like 3 or 4 times. Yo, them niggas definitely broke. They broke. They ain't making no money. Yo, here we go. Now you worrying about what's in somebody's bank account. Now you worrying about how much money this person making. Oh, they desperate. They need money. That's why they want to fight. Man, stop that goofy shit, man. This is exactly the point what I'm saying. And as much as I like Tank as a fighter, I don't like this whole ass shit he's doing. This is exactly the point what I'm saying about these dudes, man. At 1 minute, they're trying to get their shot. And like I keep telling you, once they get in that driver's seat, you start to see them act like hoes. If Devin Haney was doing the same shit, I'd be saying the same shit about Devin. I don't pull punches with nobody. I keep the Glock loaded at all times, safety off that bitch. Everybody. Everybody gets put on blast. No, oh, I can't, I like him. Fuck that, no. If you doing hoe shit, I'm going to tell you you're doing hoe shit. Plain and simple. I don't care who you are. So, at the end of the day, yeah, you know, Tank and Keith doing the same shit. They're talking shit, but showing no interest in actually fighting. And Tank said if he want to fight, you know who to call. And then said, and I'm always by the phone. You know what I'm saying? He can't even talk to the nigga he's supposed to talk to get to me. You know what I'm saying? So, these niggas, man, them niggas broken up. Like, here we go. I said, see, Tank, you ain't even making no fucking sense, man. You just saying shit. It's real simple. Okay, here's the deal. Y'all know I'm the A side. Y'all know I'm going to call the shots. I want to fight. I'm going to send y'all an offer. We're going to make this shit happen. Let's make this shit simple. No, that's not what we getting. We getting talk about how broke somebody is, what pay-per-view numbers say, who did the most numbers this, how many rings I sold out, blah, blah, blah. Right, but you're willing to fight a lesser opponent. Opponent not as well known. Simply because what? People can pull that shit. Oh, but you know, Isaac Cruz got a whole, he got a whole country behind. Stop that bullshit. Just because you from a different country, even if you from a country where fighters, you know, like fighting is big, that don't mean that. Bottom line, okay, so he ain't no fucking pay-per-view star. So we don't even want to hear that shit about him having a whole country behind him bullshit. The reality is, Tank Davis don't want to fight Devin Haney. Keith Thurman's not in the same weight class, and yeah, because Bill Haney was saying that they're looking at a guy like Keith Thurman going up to 147. But at the end of the day, Keith Thurman, he see the fucking threat. And none of y'all motherfuckers can tell me that Mario Barrios is better than Devin Haney. Yeah, and y'all praised him for getting his ass whooped by Keith Thurman. But Keith Thurman went the distance with a guy, like I said, that got dropped by a 135-pounder. Case in point, neither one of them want to fight Devin Haney. It ain't got shit to do with no pay-per-view numbers. It ain't got nothing to do with no attendance numbers and none of that bullshit. They see the threat in this guy. They talk a lot of shit about he can't punch, he's boring, whatever. But guess what? They know that the threat of him beating them is highly possible. And for all the people that was talking all this shit about Shakur Stevenson, he's the only one that can beat Tank, and that y'all giving him the edge. Yeah, he's different. Yo, he's out of this world. Y'all seen his last performance, and immediately y'all threw under the bus and start jumping on Haney's bandwagon. Then start jumping on Tank's bandwagon. That's all you little fickle motherfuckers out there that just bunch of hoes just jumping from one meat to the next. So now all of a sudden Shakur, yeah, y'all don't see him the way y'all used to, right? Well, imagine Tank sitting there saying, don't nobody want to see me fight that nigga. He's a bum. You see what happened in his last fight. Okay, so who do you want to fight? Bottom line, he sees the threat in Devin Haney. Okay? Just like Keith Thurman sees the threat in him. And like I said a couple of videos ago, notice how Ryan Garcia is talking about fighting Rolly Romero. Not Devin Haney, Rolly Romero. Yeah. So Devin Haney has put his thumbprint on his game. You know, two-time champion. Okay, a former undisputed champion. And listen, man, he's 25 years old. And same way, before you know it, damn, he's 28 already. Oh, damn, he's 32. That's just the way it goes. But the accomplishments that come with the financial prize, with the financial rewards, you know, the legacy that comes with it, man, you know, you can sit back and be proud of your body of work. But again, if it's all about just the money alone, and you know, like I said, man, we've heard these guys saying belts don't mean nothing anymore. It's all about Instagram followers and Twitter followers and Facebook and all this dumb shit. Like, wow. And y'all got the nerve to call Devin Haney an email champion. And y'all know the hate is real, because like I said, nobody called Tim Tszyu an email champion, and he got his belt the same exact way. You understand what I mean? So, you saying that, but these guys ain't nothing but fucking Twitter and Instagram champions. They social media champions. Because that's all they do is talk shit and then send a contract, knowing damn well nothing's going on. Where's the negotiations at? This boxing shit has gotten so upside down, man, that it's like, this dramatized clown shit. This isn't appealing. And this isn't what boxing needs, and this isn't what boxing is. It's like when you listen to this drill rap shit or this mumble rap, and you like, this ain't the shit I grew up on. What the fuck is this shit y'all doing? Yeah. It's some form of music. But like I said, they called it drill. They don't even say drill rap. They call it drill music. And they call mumble rap mumble rap. You know what the definition for the word mumble means? Not speaking clearly, unable to be understood. And they call this shit mumble rap. Okay, call it what you want, but it's not that authentic shit that I grew up with. Motherfuckers got real skills and got shit to really talk about and really can rhyme and put shit together cleverly. This is what boxing needs. No, we're so busy now worrying about how much money somebody making, who's the biggest star. Like, you always hear me say, I don't give a fuck about this face of boxing bullshit. I don't even care about it. But like I said, for people that want to claim somebody the face of boxing and their numbers dwindle down, their numbers are falling off, you know, that's what happens. When these guys, you see it all the time. These guys, they put themselves in a certain category mentally. Then they become that thing to the fans, because the people watching is like, oh, well, that guy, yeah, he's doing this, he's doing that. But like I said, they have a misstep, something happens. Now they start calling out fighters that they never wanted to call out before because they lost a fight. They're not seen as the same anymore. Now they're trying to rebuild. Yeah, now I want to fight you because, yeah, I need you now. But, and that's the thing. So Tank feels like he doesn't need these guys, that they need him. See, the arrogance. And I keep telling y'all, I respect certain fighters. When I say I like a fighter, I don't know these motherfuckers personally. Say I like them as a person. I don't know none of these motherfuckers. Fuck all of them. All of them. I say I like them as a fighter, meaning I don't even have to know you. You could be a complete stranger, and I'm watching you fight going, yeah, all right, I like his fight game. Yeah, I like what, I don't know that motherfucker. I didn't say I like him. I don't know Tank Davis or Devin Haney personally. I don't know Anthony Joshua personally. I don't like them as people. I don't know them as people. You understand what I mean? So what I'm saying is what's respectable about them I can see and observe, but no, I'm looking at what happens in the ring from bell to bell. That's what I'm looking at in terms of judging them as fighters. I don't know them as people. Now, the dumb shit that you see people do, well, they do it in front of a camera, so, well, you see it and observe it. But as far as, you know, these fighters coming with all this bullshit about how much money they make and how I don't need this guy, they need me and all that. See, these fighters, let's always remember, they're arrogant as fuck. So for you naive people that think, oh, you know, he's down to earth, this one is... No. Most of these motherfuckers really are not down to earth. They're arrogant as fuck. And that's why they always talking about their money, how many cars they got, you know, what kind of mansion they bought, oh, how they did this and that, yo, how this nigga ain't on my level, yo, I'm making this kind of money, this nigga broke over here, these niggas need me. Look, man, you want to know what's crazy? Did y'all ever think about, remember how Jamal Charlo used to speak like he hated Demetrius Andrade? Remember how he used to talk so much shit about him? Him and his father both broke. Them niggas need money. Fuck them niggas. I ain't helping them niggas do nothing. Them niggas broke. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas this and this and that. Ain't it funny how now all of a sudden, if you remember, Jamal Charlo said him and Demetrius Andrade talk like every day. They got real cool. Now, Jamal Charlo never showed interest in fighting him. Now, he just got destroyed by Benavidez. You know how much respect Jamal Charlo would lose if all of a sudden now he wants to fight Demetrius Andrade? You understand what I'm saying? So, it's like, no. When somebody has the hot ticket, that's what I want you. I want you when you at your hottest point, because I'm going to steal your heat, and I'm going to be that dude. You understand what I'm saying? Look at Dimitri Bivol. He beat Canelo. Bivol want to unify the division at 175. Bivol don't want easy fights. He's trying to fight nothing but the best guys. How many motherfuckers do you hear calling Dimitri Bivol's name out? No. They don't want to fight Dimitri Bivol. Simple. But Dimitri Bivol's not a big star in the States, so nobody really gives a fuck. Who the fuck do you hear calling Bivol's name out? Come on, man. Listen, you know, I just wanted to get that out there, man, because... like I said, I like Tank as a fighter, man, but he acting like a little hoe right now, man. You know, all this shit, man. And like I said, Leonard Ellaby ain't helped the situation. We know the situation. Like, we know it. Yo, what? It's all Tank's call. What Tank want, he called the shots. Okay. That means, like I said, this fight don't happen. It's not because of Devin. It's because Tank don't want to fight. Y'all want to believe that bullshit about numbers and all that. That's on y'all. But these motherfuckers know a threat when they see one. How the fuck do you scout talent for your gym and for your promotion, but yet all of a sudden you don't see the same skill level with threatened opponents? Get the fuck out of here with that shit. If y'all believe that bullshit, that y'all think that Tank and them don't see a Keith Thurman in any of these fighters, Teofimo, Ryan, whoever, y'all all that shit, oh, he's born, nobody don't care. No. They see that threat. And after talking all that shit, the embarrassment of losing is like, fuck, man. Damn. I talked all this shit. We just watched Regis talk all this shit. You coming to box. I'm coming to fight. I'm going to hurt you. I promise you. I'm going to hurt you. I promise you. I'm going to hurt you. Use the promise word. They always use the P word. And then disappoint. The man landed 36 punches in 12 rounds. You think a motherfucker like Tank and all them, if you think they don't observe that shit, and you want to know what's crazy? Who did Tank pick to win? He said Regis. I see this like a 50-50 fight. I don't know, man. I think Regis, I'm going to go with Regis. I think Regis is going to knock him out, y'all. Regis is, yeah, right. He went with Regis. Yeah, all these motherfuckers. Paulie Malignaggi, Tim Bradley, yeah, all of them eating their words now. Yeah, so you don't go watch a fight, oh, that dude is nice. All of a sudden, this dude is in your weight class. Fuck that nigga, man. That nigga ain't shit. No. They don't want that fucking threat. They see the danger. They see. You know, but it is what it is. And unless he gets in the ring and back it up, you know, even Oscar De La Hoya is talking now, saying Tank needs to fight champions, man. And it's like, yeah, he's absolutely right. I give it to Mr. Drag Queen. Yeah, you need to be fighting champions. And this is what I've been saying for the longest. Elite fighters are supposed to move different. That's why you are elite. Because you're beating other elite fighters. You don't become elite by fighting nobodies. Then you, oh shit, but I look impressive fighting these nobodies. Okay, now I've gotten that status I need. I need to definitely deliver. You know what I mean? Come on, bro. Playing these stupid games like we don't know who's good fighters and who's not. So anyway, tell me what y'all think about this situation with Keith Thurman, Tank Davis, and you know what the things that they're saying about Haney. But look at their careers right now. What's going on? You know, we can't keep going off of what you did in the past. And no, what right now? What do you have right now? You know, that's what I look at. And honestly, when people see a threat, let's not get it twisted. Most of y'all think only fighters that's feared because of the threat is because they got real hard punching power. No. When people see these motherfuckers like Devin that's slick and can box, it's like, damn. You know. Yeah. Yeah, they see that threat. So, just saying, you know, they see the threat. Anyway, never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people. I will catch y'all on the next video.